This edition of New Media Gear brought to you by BSW, Broadcast Supply Worldwide, home of professional audio and broadcast for over 36 years. You may want to check them out because just for listening to newmediagear.com or viewing newmediagear.com, you can get the exclusive New Media Gear discount code on great gear. Be sure to check it out. newmediagear.com. Just click on the very logo you see in the bottom left-hand corner. That'll take you directly to the code and to the savings. BSW. Audio gear from people you trust. Hello and welcome. My name is Mark Jensen. This is newmediagear.com, the video edition where we take a look at professional audio gear, broadcast, and my favorite, of course, in that realm, microphones. There are never enough microphones to go around, and you can never have too many in your studio. This is one of the mics that Bob Heil and I had talked about during our interview, which is just a few shows back, and it's called the pr781. And the pr781 is a microphone you probably have not heard of if you're not an amateur radio operator. This microphone, the 780 series, and I've tried out the 780 probably about a year and a half, 2 years ago. The 780 was actually developed for an elite class of amateur radios, probably really the best amateur radios that money can buy. And the 781 is an improvement on that. So here we have a microphone that is by all means developed from the ground up for use on amateur radio. And almost by accident, we found that the 781 is a fairly good professional microphone, as it's the prefix suggests, being in the PR line. However, you do have to go to the amateur radio division of Heil Sound to take a look at it. So it's very different in that respect. It has a standard XLR connector, the standard SM3 mount that will hold the PR30, PR40, and on a PL2T boom. So everything about this microphone really cried professional. But how does it sound? That's, of course, is the important part. And it's the reason we have it on the boom. So I wanted you to hear the 781 and let me know what you think. I think this has a couple of very important applications, and that is, besides amateur radio, this microphone really would be very much at home in any broadcast studio, production studio. It doesn't have quite the highs that the PR30 and PR40 and now the PR35 have. It's a little bit more mellow, and it's kind of hard to describe because everybody's voice is going to give you a little bit different result. But to me, I just didn't hear quite the crispness that I would get out of a PR40. You can expect a price range on the PR40 of about $325, street price as we record. The PR781, and this is really one of the major points, I think, is that the price for this is $179. So if you're in a corporate environment, if you're maybe a podcaster that has both yourself and a guest that you need to mic, this is certainly something you may want to consider because you can get two of the 781s for the price of, just a little bit more than the price of a single PR40. Now, the PR40, of course, if you're in a professional environment, you're in a radio station, in a production house, you may just want to go for something like the PR35, the PR40, probably a little bit better suited for that. But this, I think, is more of a general-purpose microphone. It's something that I could easily throw in the suitcase. It doesn't take up quite as much room as some of the other pro microphones. And it definitely has, in my opinion, a pro sound. You can be the judge of that, and that's the reason, of course, we do this, is we actually put the mic on the boom so you can hear it. Much better to do it than actually read about it. You will note I do not have a shock mount on this. It comes with this particular mount, the SM3. There's no problem in putting the Heil shock mount on it, which is a model, let's see, the SM2B. and that is a full shock mount, so you won't get that effect. But yeah, if you get right up on top of this, you'll notice that the proximity effect really, it's there, but it's not terrible. I do start to pop my P's. You'll also notice that there's not a windscreen on this particular microphone. So, I find, again, the sweet spot is at about maybe 6 to 8 inches. And for me, that works quite well. It's very comfortable. You do have to stay fairly on axis on this. If I were to go off to the side, this one I find is actually a little bit more forgiving, believe it or not, than the PR40. And that probably has a lot to do with the size or the diameter of the particular element that's used in this microphone. So it is a very unique in several different ways. And of course, the price tag only helps, being $179, a sub $200 professional microphone. So from the good folks at Heil Sound, the pr781, and again, this would be through the amateur radio portal, and a very cool mic all in all, very different, and something we'll keep in the Studio 1A mic rack for years to come. Glad that you were able to join us. I hope everything's going great in your corner of the world, and we do wish you well from Studio 1A. My name is Mark Jensen. This is New Media Gear. Have a great day. Studio